Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to coverage of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series in season number 8. And tonight, it is the Harvest Grand Prix. It is the opening round of the Truck Series playoffs here on your home for sim racing, LSRTV, as well as those that are listening on CRN, the Community Radio Network. And we're getting ready to go for the opening round of the playoffs. It's a whole new atmosphere, reset. 12 drivers battling it out for a championship, and they're all ready to go. I'm Wesley Outland in North Carolina, ready to call the action, and joined alongside is California's Samuel Dyer. Greg Rentz unable to be here this week for opening playoff action. But Samuel, I tell you what, man, truck racing, cup race was exciting on Monday night. What do you think the trucks are going to provide tonight at the Indianapolis Road Course in the Harvest Grand Prix, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, for the trucks, it's going to be a complete open field. It is open setups with the trucks. We've seen fixed setups for the ARCA Series on Friday night, as well for the Cup Series, and now we're going to be finding ourselves with open setups. So the drivers all week, even last week when they had it off, have been working on these setups to be the fastest they can be. They've got qualifying setups. They've got race pace setups. They are set up for tonight's race. 45 laps here, road course racing, and I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Got your hair all slicked back. I like it, but when you gonna shave, my friend?
Oh, we keep it here. It keeps everything trimmed up, looking nice.
Definitely. Hey, so the Truck Series has been fun all season long. We talked about this on Monday night, Samuel. Just as fast as the Cup playoffs are here, the Truck playoffs are here. What type of atmosphere do you think we're going to see here with these drivers racing 45 laps around the Indianapolis Road Course, which is the first of 2 weeks of racing here at the world's greatest race course in the world, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, virtually on the iRacing simulator?
Yeah, I think tonight a lot of drivers, they've been getting all the track experience. I think we heard it a lot from Dan West Jr. and others that have been kind of the top dogs at the road courses, that they really learned on Monday night. They have to be patient. This truck here tonight, you've got to take your time each and every corner. You really rushing into each and every corner could be detrimental on your tires as well as your overall pace. So drivers, they're going to be a lot more patient. I don't think that we're going to be seeing the over aggressiveness like we saw Monday night with Lake Peterson diving into the corners and kind of spooking everyone else. So a lot of these drivers excited for tonight and giving their best effort.
All right, Samuel. We know who Charles is going with. By the way, Charles Wooten is our producer inside the Rocket Media LSRTV production truck in Wichita Falls, Texas. We know his pick is always ride or die, Billings, Montana, Jeff Stabnow. But Samuel, who are you picking to win the opening round of playoff racing to try to punch their ticket, possibly if they're a playoff driver in the Championship 8?
Well, I've been waiting all week to finally pick this driver. I'm going with the fast man all week. I'm going with Kevin Smith, the 00. He won an ARCA Series this past Friday night, and he might be going for his first truck win of the season. He really had the fastest car on Monday night. Probably should have won that race. Got too much damage.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't win. Lake Peterson stole that one away. And here tonight, he has been over a second faster than everyone else. So the speed just shows the 00, the favorite.
And mind you, that was my pick on Monday night. Your pick, Lake Peterson, won the race. So you never know. We'll see what happens. Well, my pick is going to be somebody else that had a pretty good run in the ARCA race as well as the Cup Series event on Monday night. I'm going to go with the young man of the Monster Energy number 25, Ryan Bloom. I think he's due. He's done really well here in the last couple of weeks. Road course racing is something I think he's really got improved on lately. My pick, Ryan Bloom. Hopefully, he'll break through into victory lane as, of course, we look forward to seeing these drivers go at it. We'll take a quick break with a word from our sponsor, Tom Denschel Automotive Group. When we come back, we'll look at that race on Texas. 411 for the race information. We'll take a look at your sawblade.com virtual weather conditions and get you ready with that Team 126 Racing starting lineup, playoffs, truck yeah, Indianapolis, don't miss it. Your home for sim racing, LSRTV, and for those that are listening still on CRN, the Community Radio Network. We will be right back after these words.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
Back here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, we are getting ready for the excitement of the Harvest Grand Prix here on the 14-turn road course. And as we mentioned, this is the opening round of the playoffs. So how did the points stack up after they added the points and all the bonuses and whatnot? There you see your top 20. Now, the guys you got to keep an eye on are your top 12. And why, Samuel Dyer? Because the top 12 reset. From 7th on back, from Jeff Stabnow to Stephen Polison, they're all at 3,000. But points have been added, each point added to each win a driver has had this year. And that's why Caden Anderson has a 6-point lead total, 3,006. 3,003, a 3-point lead, tied with Dan West Jr. and Devin West. But Samuel, Caden Anderson is not going to be here tonight.
No, Caden Anderson suspended for this whole entire week of racing because of the intentional caution that he brought out back at Kentucky. So I'm thinking right now for Caden Anderson, his goal has to be a must-win for these next 3 races when he comes back to the playoffs.
All right, well, we'll take a look at what's going on here for all these drivers as we'll get ready to go racing. Samuel, I'm going to step away for just a moment. I got to make an adjustment on something. I got to check it real quickly, and then I'll be right back with you, buddy, as we get ready to go racing here at Indianapolis.
All right, well, folks, welcome to playoff racing for the trucks. Here is your Race on Texas race information. Practice is done. Qualifying is soon to come to a close here in just 3.5 minutes. Then we have a 45-lap race for everyone here. There will be a random competition caution in the middle of the race, around halfway. We're going to be seeing this comp caution come out, meaning the drivers are going to be good on fuel all race long. They won't have to worry about making any green flag pit stops. And if they did have to make an unscheduled pit stop, they do have 2 sets of tires in pit road to work with. And, you know, another factor that we saw a lot throughout these drivers that we saw on Monday night was the weather being extremely warm. And here today, we've been seeing a lot of cloud cover, and it completely has changed how tonight's race is going to go. They were slipping and sliding Monday night, using up that tire wear, but you can see here, ambient temperature, 69 degrees, wind not swirling. It was around anywhere from 17 to 21 miles per hour for the wind temp, but it's now down to just 1 to 5 miles per hour. Should not be affecting these drivers. Track temp, 85 degrees Fahrenheit, so perfect temperature for the drivers, plenty of grip, and partly cloudy. And you're going to be seeing the cloud coverage throughout the night of how the driver is going to have to adapt to this cloud cover, because it is going to be cooling down those sections of the courses, allowing more grip, being more aggressive. And as we've seen on Monday night, the aggression level was certainly there early on and during the restarts. That's when we saw a lot of the drivers really being aggressive. And I think that's exactly what we're going to be seeing here tonight, is at the start of this race, drivers are going to be at the closest they're going to be, attacking one another. And then whenever that comp caution comes out, who's going to be the ones, you know, taking a little bit of a risk, maybe trying to pit early to get some type of track position advantage, or we're just going to see that overall aggression going into turn number 1, where we saw that of Blake Peterson have a lot of issues at that corner trying to find the right braking zones. We're expecting a lot of these drivers finding that braking zone a lot easier this go around, just because of the amount of practice, track experience we've been seeing throughout this week. And honestly, our picks coming in, Wesley going with Ryan Bloom, I'm going with Kevin Smith. Both drivers we've seen each and every night so far. Friday night for the ARCA Series, where we saw Smith get his win in the ARCA Series. We almost saw Smith double down for the Cups on Monday night. Wouldn't be surprised if he did the same thing here tonight, getting a win finally. But these drivers certainly going to be excited to see, as we are coming to less than a minute left in qualifying before we get ourselves ready for the grid. As for information of if you are trying to figure out how to get your start in an iRacing career, iRacing, go to iRacing.com, get your subscription. Honestly, it is some of the most fun I've had personally on iRacing. It is great racing action, and it's been a blast for me to learn different cars. I came in to broadcasting, learning iRacing as I was growing as commentator, and on these drivers racing simulated on iRacing cars and tracks. The tracks are laser scanned, meaning you are driving on some of the most realistic that you possibly can be tracks. Pro drivers use iRacing to practice, get prepared, and drivers have been preparing all week for this race. As the timer runs out, qualifying has come to a close, and we are getting ready for the starting grid. As I believe Wesley might be back with us. Wesley, are you there? Oh my goodness, the chipmunks have attacked us, Wesley. Oh no. Tried to fix his audio issues, and it has just gotten worse. Oh no, it is so much worse. As Wesley's gonna go get another fix on that, but drivers getting locked in, ready to go. 45 laps here at the Indianapolis road course, and like Wesley noted on earlier, this is week 1 of 2. We're going to be at Indianapolis to start out the playoffs. 4 races each round, so drivers got to get used to this course. As you're seeing, our pole sitter has gotten on a board, getting ready to go here tonight. Again, 45 laps. There will be a comp caution as drivers are getting lines up and set. Oh, we're going to be getting ourselves gridded up. It's time for your starting grid, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Team 126 Racing grid with Kevin Smith getting the pole position. Devin West going to be getting in second place. As we drop back to row number 2, it's Sean Bridesman with Wesley's pick. Ryan Bloom to his outside for the 25. Pressure on these playoff drivers. You're going to be seeing them in our ticker as Dan West Jr. going to be starting row number 3 with that of Beaver State Racing's Dennis Moore, the 44, to his outside. Row number 4 going to be finding us with the Catman, James Fining in the 333, as well as that of Jeff Stabnow with the 24. Jeff Stabnow been having poor luck at road courses. We'll see if he can turn it around here in the trucks at the Indy Road Course. Row number 5 going to be finding of Robert Gamble, as well as Stephen O'Hare in the 41 to his outside. Row number 6, finding Carl Burke in the 53 with Tyler King in the 21. Again, this is your Team 126 iRacing sponsored grid with Toby Ritters, that of Clifford, starting out row number 7 with John Ottenbacher in the 89 to his outside. Frank Harris going to be starting row number 8 with Stephen Polison in the 58 to his outside in row number 8, 16th place. Then we got that of David Applegate, as well as that of Gary Nichols in row 9 for the 8 machine. Row 10, finding that of Ray Fournier, as well as Troy Daggett in the 51. As we're going to be having around 23 drivers finishing out the final couple of rows here. Scott Hutchinson, Chad Wakefield, these are the drivers that did not put down a qualifying time, so they're going to be starting further back. Finishing things all off with Aaron Cooper in 71 in row number 12. Looks like we got 20 drivers that have hit the starting grid, with that of Troy Daggett, Scott Hutchinson, and Carl Burke all in pit road, waiting to see if they're going to be getting any service done. But up front, it's that of Kevin Smith, who has been dominating on practice races, practice in general. He has come into this race almost a full second faster than most of the field. But Devin West, the driver that we've seen, we'll see if he can try to conquer the 00 and how fast he has been. As we are going to give it another try. We saw and we heard the Chipmunks earlier. Wesley, are you here with us now?
Is this better now?
I mean, we're back
Can you
to
hear
where
me?
we were when we started. Oh, we can hear you.
That's better. Okay, good. I don't know what's going on. I guess there was an adjustment made. Every time this every time it does an update or something goes awry. I don't know. Anyhow, I digress. It's time to go to work. Ladies and gentlemen, drivers of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series ready to go. 45 laps. Sometime around lap number 20, you'll see that competition caution. They're working their way around the short chute into turns number 1 and 2 on the Speedway. The pace car will get ready to drop onto the pit lane. We're ready to go as Kevin Smith, Samuel's pick, on the front row alongside Devin West. The playoffs about to get started. LSRTV and CRN, the pace car, drops onto the pit lane. The Harvest Grand Prix is green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race. We're underway at the Indy Road Course as they'll send them already almost 2 and 3 wide. Somebody get on the binders quick. It's Kevin Smith, Samuel Dyer. They'll send it off the rumble strips into turn 1.
Making it through turns 1 and 2 and into turn 3 of the S's. You're seeing drivers trying to stay on course as 3 wide back in the middle of the pack, where you're seeing Clifford, Toby Ritters trying to figure out how to get by that Tyler King and James Vining as everyone's still stacked up. It's Jeff Stab now spun around.
Uh-oh, there goes Charles' pick. Tough break for Jeff Stab now. 4K4, number 24. He just cannot get a break, man.
Yeah, and you can see the damage on the right side. He was hit or by somebody. That's what got him rattled by the 24. And he is out there still running, but for that of Jeff Stab now, kind of similar to the way that his Monday night race went. Early troubles for himself, and now having to recoup because a lot of his playoff contenders, they're up front, running well currently.
Underway, lap number 1 of 45 here in the Harvest Grand Prix. Kevin Smith out in front. Devin West in second, Sean Bridesman third. Dan West Jr. coming off of a top 3 finish in the Cup race on Monday night. And my pick, Ryan Bloom, right there in the top 5 underway. How about this, Samuel? 8 trucks in the top 10 right now in the early going.
Yeah, our drivers in blue are the drivers that are in the playoffs currently. And if one of those drivers that are in blue win tonight, they are automatically locked into the round of 8 in 4 weeks. So these drivers, they want to get that pressure off. As here's our points, our playoff point standings. You see the driver in red. That is going to be Caden Anderson, who is suspended. He's going to be docked points and not getting any points here today. That is a massive blow to the 37 that with him missing today's race, he is now going to be placed in kind of a must-win scenario from here to the end of this first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. Samuel, could we iterate more on that? What was the penalty for Jeff that was given by the Northwest iRacing officials to the driver of Caden Anderson?
Yeah, so Caden Anderson at Kentucky, drivers were running late with about 10 laps to go. I mean, with about 20 laps to go, excuse me. Most of the field had already pit for tires, except for Caden Anderson and Cole Raz, as well as another driver. So they were in an advantage if a yellow came out. And Caden Anderson tried to make a wreck look like that it was not on purpose, but deemed by the admins, it was a on-purpose wreck. And since it was a purpose caution that was thrown late, it then influenced all the admins to come together to try to figure out what to deliberate and what was going to be the penalty to that 37 team. And, you know, it took 2 weeks for them to finally figure out what the true penalty was going to be. They actually had to get a lot of external help to figure out what the penalty was going to be because there was a lot of debating on it. And, as well,
and he was on probation also.
For the 37.
Yeah.
He had to get penalized in some fashion, so a 1 race suspension was given to the 37.
That's a tough break, but you know, Caden Anderson is truly one of those talented drivers that get him back behind the wheel. Not know if we agree with that call or not, but we're just in the broadcast box. Here we go, battle for the lead. Devin West from Shelton, Washington, battling with the original Puyallup, Washington native, now from Tucson, Arizona, last year's Cup Series champion. Sean Bridesman looking at him, going at it. 1 and 2. Sean Bridesman right up under, if you will, the tailgate of the machine of Devin West as they work their way through the corner. on the back straightaway of the road course here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, working lap 3.
Yeah, that's we're watching this battle for first place. Devin West doing a great job. The question is, what happened to Kevin Smith? He was dominating up front. He had over a 2.5-second lead and has fallen back to 4th now for the double zero. Issues early on for Kevin Smith, who thought he was going to clean up these troubles that he was having early on with the content that he got Monday night. Just early struggles now, but luckily there is that competition caution that a lot of these drivers already know, hey, if we have an early mistake in this first half, we can rebound with that comp caution.
That competition caution will really change things up for sure, as right now we're on lap number 445 in this event. Devin West leading, Sean Bridesman second. Dan West Jr. in third. There is the 51 machine. And that is Troy Daggett way in the back. He's right now in the 18th position, 19th position, 67. Applegate having some issues. As right now it looks like Daggett's trying to come after him. Judd Wakefield in front of him. Still a long way to go, though, Samuel. Just getting things started here.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're a lot of these drivers recognizing this is a long race, and I think a lot of them realized that after Monday night, as most of the drivers that are racing here raced Monday, as some of them also raced on Friday. 45 laps is a long time for them to be able to make us charge forward, and sometimes drivers get in their head thinking they need to be aggressive because they're only 4 laps in. It's still these laps are going to tick away. But man, we saw it on Monday that after a competition caution that felt so early, drivers had to really pace themselves. We saw Dan West Jr. do a great job at that, finishing with a top 3 finish. Some other drivers were being overly aggressive and actually burned off their tires so soon that they weren't able to really pressure anyone else. We're on board with Toby Ritters, currently in 12th, and being pressured by James Vining in the 333.
Coming after him hard. Clifford and the Ritters family, I know they're cheering him on. And as I said that, go Clifford. David Applegate says, hello, race viewers, from the 67 USH Coalition truck. He's on the racetrack right now. Somebody says, and I quote, I have to agree, Kevin Smith is just crazy strong here. And in the process, Wesley has truly lost it. I guess it's when I had my sound issues. Can you hear me better now, Samuel? Can I be like the Verizon guy? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you on your webcam microphone, that is for sure, as that is what we're hearing from you, as Toby Ritters still trying to figure out how to move forward.
So I'm not coming through the mixer board.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
As
we're watching David Applegate as well with that of Judd Wakefield, all challenging around one another. You also got Ray in the 67, just lingering and wondering where to pounce. Right now, sorry to jinx if this happens to Judd Wakefield, but early success for the 50 team, as Judd was really struggling both Friday night and on Monday to really stay on track. Just going to be giving the positions. I think for Judd Wakefield, goal has to be just stay on track. As you see now, Jeff Stabnow getting into the mix of this 5-truck pack.
Did that fix it? Is that better?
No, no, you're not. But, it's okay, Wesley. We can still work with you. We hear you. John Ottenbacher, Tyler King battling with one another. This is the closest battle on track. And for both that of John Ottenbacher and Tyler King, this is a big upgrade for themselves. This is the one thing that it comes with the Truck Series is the fact that it is an open setup part of this league where you can build your setup throughout the week make it to where the setup is comfortable for yourself. You feel like the truck is balanced, so you can tack these corners as hard as you want, and we're really seeing how it is exceeding for that of Tyler King. As for Tyler King, one of the, slowest of his two other teammates, that of Stephen O'Hare and that of Dennis Moore of the Beaver State Racing Team, excuse me. And as a team, they are doing a great job, as now you see O'Hare trying to run strong for himself. He's got that of Robert Gamble behind him in the 54, and for Stephen O'Hare trying to have a great run for this 41 team. And actually, that just last lap, Robert Gamble ran his fastest lap of the day, and we'll see if the 54, he is still pressuring strong. Robert Gamble, one of those drivers that we knew can be strong at road courses, and right now, keeping it close with Stephen O'Hare trying to make the pass for 7. Riding on board with that of Robert Gamble in the 54. Gain a sense of how you have to attack this course. This is one of those flatter road courses where you really have to be patient on getting on the brake. You have to ease into the brake, ease out, and then get back onto the throttle in a similar fashion of really being patient. Don't want to be kind of an iron foot where you just slam on the brakes, slam on the gas. That is a great way to get yourself spun around, either locking up your brakes or even spinning the back tires and getting a rear end loose. As you're now on a helmet cam of that of Robert Gamble, getting a sense of what the drivers are seeing when they go into these corners, trying to stay as steady as possible going into turn number 1 and through the S's. One slightly wrong entry can really throw you off at these road courses, and we're seeing right now for Gamble doing a great job for himself. As right now, Gamble trying to keep close on how he wants to attack. You can just see the differences on different corners where Gamble can let his car roll a lot better, and you see that O'Hare too deep into that corner that they just went into, giving an opening, but now they're going to be almost side by side. Here comes the crossover move, as Gamble's going to be trying to send it to the inside, but just could not get on the throttle. Stephen O'Hare still holding strong for that 7th place position, which for O'Hare, up 3 positions from where he qualified. Gamble's up 1. And overall, based on the last 2 laps, Gamble would be the faster driver, but you could just see you can catch up to someone. It's extremely difficult to actually succeed on the pass. So keeping it close between the 54 and the 41. As we drop back and check a look at Toby Ritters and James Vining, these are drivers that have also been attacking one another for most of this race. 9 laps in, and we've been seeing how these drivers have been, tiptoeing around one another, keeping it close. And that's kind of what road course racing can give you, as well as oval racing, is you kind of find that one driver that you just struggle to get by. Is, oh no, Frank Harris, the 11, off track, able to get back going, but for Frank, he is back in 19th place and off course for the 11 machine. We'll see if the Ford Super Duty 11 can make sure he stays on course a little bit more. But this has also been a struggle. We touched on the fact that Judd Wakefield was having that issue. Frank Harris was another one of those drivers that really didn't feel comfortable coming into the road course at Indy Road Course. And Indy Road Course was actually a course that a lot of the drivers haven't got a lot of experience. So this whole entire week has been a great learning experience for all of them. And oh no, Kevin Smith, turn 1 issues for the 00. Went from battling for 2nd place to now getting back on track. He made all the passes and still is going to stay in 2nd, but Smith, that is the 2nd major issue he's had for himself. Luckily, there was a big enough gap between himself and the other drivers, still staying in 2nd place, but man, that is tearing up his equipment. Kevin Smith still in 2nd place. My pick, thought he was going to be dominating this race, but might be a little bit of patience that's been kicked off, as here comes Devin West to the inside, the 5, trying to make the pass. West racing, and see if he tries to cut in. Going to be trying to do a little bit of a crossover move. Going to be staying high, crosses over through the S's, trying to get low. Will get there, side by side. Not close enough, has to back out. Doesn't mess up the next corner, but Devin West keeping it close. Ton of pressure. And you see a little bit of a squeal trying to get back onto the throttle. Backfires for the 5 and still battling strong. This is the battle for second place. Closest battle on track currently. If you're right on board with Devin West, get a sense of how his wheels working. Each and every corner going to be on those rumble strips. Rumble strips can either help you or absolutely ruin your race. Here comes the 5 into the next corner. See, he was thinking about a little bit of out-braking the 00, meaning you're going to brake later than the car in front of you, the truck in front of you. Try to get an advantage into the next corner, and you can hear in the throttle, they are letting the truck roll a lot more. Just these trucks, they are like bricks. It is extremely heavy. It takes a lot to slow down, and you can see that transition from the apron to what is the Indy Oval course. They're going to be driving on this next week for all 3 series of the ARCA Cup, as well as the Truck Series for race number 2 of the round of 12 in all 3 series. As the driver still battling strong into turn number 1, keeping it close is this battle for second place. And with them battling so hard that they are, it actually is opening up the gap between second and first. Sean Bridesman pulling away, and Bridesman is one of the drivers that we have seen run so well at road courses, and it has been an amazing development watching this 46 team from back in ARCA, Friday night. If you go back and watch after tonight's race, go watch the ARCA race, go watch the Cup race, and you can see the development of Sean Bridesman. He started on pit road for both the ARCA and for the Cup race, just trying to get a feel and a sense of how those cars are going to develop. And he has put all of the practice for tonight's race, currently running at first, up 2 positions from where he qualified, and been running the fastest laps of everyone in the field currently is Sean Bridesman in the LSRTV 46 machine. Holding back Kevin Smith, who has been kind of the odds-on favorite of all the drivers and people that have been watching the practices. But Smith, he's gotten away. He's gotten about a second and a half away from Devin West. As, oh no, it's going to be that of Aaron Cooper of the 71, back at 21st position, off course. Struggles in that first corner, into corner number 2. Looking like maybe got on the rumble strips a little bit too much. Unsettled the truck. Went off for a little bit of a spill. As once again, Toby Ritters, James Vining keeping it close between one another. Battle for 11th place. Thank you so much for joining us on LSR TV. Your one-stop shop for great racing and one of the only iRacing broadcasts in 4K. And we are loving the fact that we can show you 4K great racing action, as here comes James Vining. Great run out of the final corner on the front stretch. Will he attack Clifford on the inside? And looks like he'll back out a little bit earlier. Going to cool down, reset, try to attack in the infield road course section of this course. And you also can see that of the 89, John Ottenbacher, just a little bit ahead of these drivers. About a half a second is the difference between Toby Ritters and that of John Ottenbacher. So could be a 3-horse race to see who's going to be getting that 10th place position. 12 laps into tonight's road course race out of 45. My name is Sam Dyer. Wesley Outlands trying to get his microphone situated as we are watching the Northwest Truck Series here Wednesday night.
Now?
And if you want to see any more Northwest Series, you can watch us at the ARCAs on Friday nights, as well as the Cups on Monday nights. As Kevin Smith trying to catch up to that of Sean Bridesman, and right now still got a lot of work to do. About 2.5 seconds is the difference between the 46 and the 00. And looking at the last lap to now, Bridesman still the faster of the 2 trucks currently. We're going to throw it over. Wesley, we'll see if you got your mic figured out yet.
Can you hear me now?
Your webcam is doing a great job capturing you. We're just going to stick with it. We're just going to stick with it. We'll figure things out, as still great battling currently underway, as it's still been going off track. It's, oh no, Frank Harris once again The 11 Super Duty once again off course, but still running at least for the 11.
I'm a very angry man right now, Samuel.
That's cool, but
he said that's cool. Oh well.
So we're watching the battle.
Yes, I'm very angry
for
right
11th
now.
place.
Can you hear me now? Does it sound any better?
Going on. It's the same. We're just gonna stick with what you got, Wesley. As we're watching,
somehow, some way, I'm gonna figure this out.
Ray in the 67, trying to hold off. Let's see Sean Bridesman. Lap 14, currently for the 46 team. And you can see Smith, he is closing in. As see Sean Bridesman, he has been doing his best to hold off that of Kevin Smith, but Smith, that last go around, 6/10 faster than that of Sean Bridesman as we're in aerial view. And to check the blimp cam of Sean Bridesman and Kevin Smith, as it is all blimp views in air coverage presented by All American Pools. You see the drivers racing in the infield where fans get to park and have their infield parking, all the facilities, golf courses. This course is massive. And what's crazy is the actual infield of this road course is only using about 3/4 of where you could possibly go in the infield, which is crazy to think this track could have been even longer if they wanted to extend it out. But right now, Sean Bridesman in the 46, running up front. Once he got the lead, he has been conquering over everyone else. And the 46 leading here at the start of lap 15. We're going to step aside for an extended commercial break. Thanks to all of our sponsors here at LSRTV and the Northwest Truck Series. We'll be back in just a few.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Northwest Truck Series. First race of the round of 12 for the playoff racing action. This is the first race of 4 in this first round, as drivers have been going around the Indianapolis road course configuration, and you can start to see it now. Sean Bridesman catching up to lap traffic, as well as being caught up by that of Kevin Smith. Huge thanks to everyone that's been helping us in watching this race. And now going to be coming into the booth, it's going to be that of Charles Woon, who's going to be joining us. As Charles been watching this race from the production chair, what have been some of your thoughts watching these drivers, as we're really not sure when we're going to be seeing the comp caution, as we know it's looming very closely to when these drivers are going to be having that caution coming out?
Yeah, it's collection is going to be coming out very soon. obviously being in the booth, in the production tower, we are privy to when that caution is going to come out. We do not always relay that information down to the booth, but yes, it is going to be coming out soon. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes in early, who comes in later. You know, these guys, they have to pit at least once. When they come in is up to them, so that's going to be an interesting one. And, you know, what makes it even more interesting is because, say you're the leader and you want to come in, and 5th or 6th place isn't going to know it for a while because they are really spread out right now.
Yeah, they are extremely spread out currently, but what's been closing in and expanding out, it has been that of Sean Bridesman and Kevin Smith duking it back and forth of where they're going to be placing. And the biggest thing for that of Kevin Smith, he has had 2 or 3 major issues of going off track and losing ground. Our pole sitter, he's shown a lot of speed, and he's been faster than that of Sean Bridesman, but it's that consistency that's been hurting the 00 here tonight, where he could have been leading from the start, but instead he's been playing catch-up since lap 2.
Yeah, he has definitely been playing catch-up, you know. And if this was any other race, you know, he wouldn't have to play catch-up as much because we would get the yellow. Here, you don't get those full-course yellows, so you have to spin, get it going again, and just take back off. You know, without that yellow, it really, really hinders your ability to get back up there. So you have to have a very fast truck. And looks like he does. He's right there with him. Currently 1.38 seconds behind him. So he's there. Maybe not quite as fast as he was on Monday night.
Yeah, still trying to catch up, and we'll see if maybe there's a recovery mode when that competition caution comes out, or possibly we could be seeing Smith catch up. But right now, we're seeing him. He is now almost less than a second, in a big factor that we're going to be seeing Smith starting to catch up to Bridesman is lap traffic. You can see it. There's about 2 lap cars in front, and those are going to be factors that can really change up how we're going to be seeing our leaders move forward. As you see, Sean Bridesman, he's caught up to the back bumper and now has to figure out how to get by that of the 8 of Nichols, and Nichols right in the path. They're actually going to be blocking Sean Bridesman. Here comes Smith on the inside. The 00, an opportunity to get back into the lead, but not able to secure the pass just yet. But that just lost Sean Bridesman over a half a second or more.
Yeah, that really, really hindered Sean Bridesman in that 46 machine. But like I said, we say this all the time, Sam. It's one thing to catch someone, it's another thing to pass them. And that was a golden opportunity. I won't say he wasted that opportunity, but it definitely didn't go how he probably wanted it to. He wanted to be sitting in the lead right now, ahead of that 46, because once you get by him, it's going to be hard for Sean to get back by him. You're going to have to set up the pass perfectly here at a road course like Indianapolis.
Yeah, one of the spots that we're going to be seeing this pass possibly potentially happen is got to be turn 1. That is the favorite spot for a lot of the drivers. You've got the help of the draft as well. It's a heartbreaking zone. Heartbreaking zones means that you can kind of play the game of chicken of who's going to break first, and whoever does usually is gifting that position or holding off that position way better, as you can see on the front stretch. A little bit of a wiggle going to Sean Bridesman, but Kevin Smith not close enough. I don't think he can try to make the pass just here. He's got to wait another couple of laps, try to set up, and that means he needs to have a very clean whole lap, getting right on the back bumper, Sean Bridesman, if he wants to make the pass for the lead.
Yeah, Sean Bridesman, don't let it fool you. No, he is a road course. I don't want to call him a ringer, but he is an expert at these road courses. He's won many of them. We all would go back to last season or the season before, when we saw Sean Bridesman lapping the entire field. Jeff Stabnow, who I always pick for my win, riding behind him a lap down. So he was using Sean Bridesman to pick drivers off and gain position. So Sean Bridesman knows how to get around these road courses. He's showing that right now, that he is definitely someone you have to watch. I mean, he is by far one of the most winningest drivers in the Northwest Racing Series, and this is why right here. Put him in a tough track, no problem, he's got it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it, even throughout this season, in the Cup as well, in the trucks. We've seen Sean Bridesman win at road courses. I mean, we look back to that 2-week stint where we got to see a lot of road course racing, at Laguna Seca as well as at Sebring. Sean Bridesman was one of the top drivers that was winning those races. To see on pit road, it's Dan West Jr., who has been on pit road for over 40 seconds now. This is an extended period of time on pit road, meaning this could be a speeding penalty that was given to the 55 with how long he's been in there.
Yeah, that is definitely an extended line. We're going on 55 seconds here now. And no, it's showing any sign of coming off pit road, so we'll check back in with him. Someone who's cracking the top 10 now, that is John Onbacher in the 89, another one of them LSRTV drivers we like to highlight from time to time, but he's cracking into the top 10. And right now, Dan West Jr., over a minute 14, he is still on here. Keep in mind, your laps are around a minute 30, so that's just about a full lap on pit road, so you know he's going at least one lap down, possibly more, depending on how long he has to sit there.
Yeah, and he is still not moved from pit road. This is looking bigger than just a small, speeding penalty. This is actually could be internal damages to the racing truck currently, as Dan West Jr. still has not moved. But looking at some of the other close battles that are on track, I mean, we've seen John Otbacher. He's into the top 10. This is where the 89 wanted to be, and doing a great job for himself. And you also see behind him two drivers that we've noted on for most of the first half of this race. James Vining, Toby Ritters, they have not gotten away from one another. They're still duking it out. And this has got to be frustrating for James Vining, being like, I'm still stuck behind this guy. I want to make this pass. And it's also got to be a lot of anxiety put on Toby Ritters and the fact that he just cannot get away from that of James Vining as we're back up front, watching the battle for the lead. This is the best shot that of Kevin Smith has had to the inside, trying to go for the lead into turn one. He's in the preferred lane for this first corner, but if he does not make the pass here, that second corner, oh, he makes the clear pass. Here comes Bridesman. Might be going for a crossover move, and he's right on the back bumper. Hasn't made a shot just yet, but Kevin Smith to the lead as he tries to pull away, and this is the best move. What a rebound for the 00.
Yeah, that was perfect. Again, that gap went from 1.4 seconds to about 0.5 in a hurry. He reeled him in and did a nice pass on him. I think we need to call Dell Jr. and have him yell slide job for us, because he slid right in there and just took the spot away from him, and he's since been able to pull away. Now, what was about a second deficit behind him, now it is a gap. He is actually ahead of him by 0.68, going on 0.7, so he's actually pulled away. So does Kevin Smith have the faster truck here tonight?
I mean, if you look at the past, 5-6 laps, I would say Kevin Smith has the faster truck. He's been running anywhere from 3 to 7/10 faster than that of Sean Bridesman, and you can see it already now. When they cross the line, Smith was behind. He is now 7/10 ahead and trying to pull even further ahead as Bridesman struggling to get back onto the actual oval racing surface, wiggling, losing ground, and now over a second back from that of Kevin Smith as they start lap 21. What a run lap 22. Smith, he is pulling away, and at this point, he just has to stay consistent and not make those mental errors that he was making those first 10 laps.
Yeah, you got to question what happened to the 46 of Sean Bridesman. He doesn't have any damage to the truck. So is the truck just not handling? And, when you look at a truck that looks like it's in pristine condition like that 46 of Sean Bridesman is, you have to wonder tires. That's the only thing we really can't see on that car. So tires have to be failing on the 46 of Sean Bridesman, and that is why his truck is going. He obviously is going to want to get to pit road and get some fresh rubber on that machine very soon.
Yeah, I mean, for Sean Bridesman, we've touched on the fact that the weather-wise, it was much cooler than it was Monday night, but still, you can, with being aggressive on the brakes, running high speeds through the corners, that builds up heat into these tires, giving you more tire wear, as well as when your tire is so hot, it actually, instead of sticking to the surface, when it gets past a certain heat level, it actually causes the truck to feel like it's slipping a lot more, and it's actually not grabbing to the asphalt and concrete and getting you going. So for right now, Sean Bridesman, you could just tell he's not getting the acceleration that he once was getting earlier in the race, and he's starting to fade back. And Kevin Smith, who you can call the dominator for this week, been the fastest driver all week long, been almost a full second faster than everyone else or more. He's in the lead. 2 seconds is the gap now after just 2 laps.
Yeah, and look in here. There's not a whole lot of drivers that are really close to each other at the moment. I will note that Frank Harris has brought that number 11 down pit road. I've been there for about 10 seconds. We'll see if this is an extended stop or a regular stop. I don't see the jack going up on either side of that machine, and he is pretty heavily beaten and battered. But, hey, it's a Ford. It's tough, right? So it'll keep going. We'll see if he continues on in this race. Someone I kind of expected to see do good here. That was the 5 of Devin West, along with Ryan Bloom. But they haven't gone to the front, and just look how torn up that 25 is on one side.
Yeah, really torn up on that right side. And, you know, another driver I think about that has a really torn up side. That's Jeff Stabnow, who had early contact before. And I think that's where we might have seen both those drivers getting that contact. Could have been with one another. And, you know, in those first, 2 laps, there was a lot of hard racing of trucks bouncing off one another. And we also saw on that first, couple of corners, there were drivers going off course because of the contact that they were getting from one another. So right now, Ryan Bloom doing his best in 4th, but we know once you've got damage on your vehicle, especially with how large the Indy road course is, it can be important on where you want to be placing yourself, to be attacking as yellow is out. Comp caution has been thrown, but that damage we saw for Kevin Smith, it was detrimental to him winning. Could be detrimental to Ryan Bloom, who's in 4th.
Yeah, definitely something you got to watch out for. That, when you don't know when that competition's going to come out, caution's going to come out, strategy really comes into play here, as we have roughly 22 laps to go. We'll probably have about 20 when we come back. But definitely, it's going to get really exciting here in the second half, I think.
Oh, absolutely. We saw on the start of the race, drivers were bouncing off one another. Damage was being ensued. On this restart, after this comp caution, drivers getting pit stops done. It is going to be just as ruthless of drivers recognizing we got to make the passes now, because this is going to be our best shot to gain tons of positions. And if you make any mistakes, it's a great way to go from, battling up front in the top 5, top 10, and falling outside of the top 10 very quickly.
That definitely is, and pit stops will be underway here momentarily. But while we have a quick break, we'll see if we get Wesley back right after a quick commercial break. Because, hey, Sam, we got to thank sponsors and pay the bills, right?
Oh, absolutely. So thanks for joining us. We will be right back for more action here.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV. But I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network, at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
All right, we're back here at the Indianapolis road course. Welcome back. I'm Wesley Outland. How about that technology school, Samuel Dyer? The School of Hard Knocks. I think I got it fixed.
Hey, it took us about half the race, but we got you back. Let's go.
Oh, I'm happy. Okay, I'm very happy. I heard the sigh of relief in Charles' his voice, because Charles, he's a good announcer. He's a really good announcer, but he's a producer. So when he gets, but Charles, like, jump in here, my friend, because I appreciate you jumping in. You always have so many positions to fill. You're ready to go whenever needed, for sure. I appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely always will. I would say get your stuff fixed or I'm firing you, but then I'd have to be in the booth more. So we're just going to leave it as is and go back to producing.
Hey, that's not my fault. That is a technicality issue, okay? It's not my fault. You heard that. So, all right, Samuel, what did I miss? I've seen some of the highlights. Looks like a good run, and I'll be darned if my pick on Monday night, Kevin Smith, ain't running away with him here tonight in the trucks.
I mean, he was your pick Monday night, but you didn't pick him tonight. I did. Kevin Smith, it has been a complete recovery type of a night for the 00. He had 3 different issues that pushed him back to 4th, over 7 seconds back from the leader that was for most of the first half of this race, being Sean Bridesman. And in those final 3 laps before the comp caution, made the pass, that was Kevin Smith, over Bridesman, and pulled away to over 2.5 seconds. So right now, the 00 looking like the fastest truck out here. But it's time for the restarts, which this is what hurt Kevin Smith on Monday night, is the fact that when the restart happened, he found himself being dropped all the way back to 4th and caught up with damage. We'll see if the 00 can get better luck this go around, as drivers have already done their pit stops. Got a total of 16 drivers that are going to be on the lead lap when we go green. But honestly, Sean Bridesman's been probably the biggest surprise for me. This 46 team, what a recovery from Friday night, Monday night. He didn't look so great on this road course, but here in the trucks, looks a lot more comfortable and has a shot to win.
Certainly does. We're glad you're along for the ride. He is Samuel Dyer. Thank you for filling in for me. Charles Wooten, we're in the production chair. I'm Wesley Outland, and we are ready to go back to racing action here in the Harvest Grand Prix at the Indianapolis road courses. Right now, it is Kevin Smith leading the way. Sean Bridesman right there in that number 2 position. There's still a lot of racing here left to go. Looking at that number 3 spot, Ryan Bloom, he's still in the hunt. That's my pick. Dennis Moore looking good. Robert Gamble in the top 5. Devin West, Stephen O'Hare, Tyler King, John Ottenbacher, Toby Ritters. Right now, your top 10. As the lights are off on the pace cars, Sammy D, we're going to come back to green flag. This time by, bud. 19 to go.
Yeah, this restart is going to be really helping either a lot of drivers or it could be detrimental. We saw Monday night hard contact between our leaders that really spiced things up to see who was going to really win that thing. And Lake Peterson, because of the damage to the 00, was able to come back and win. Here tonight, it really could switch on, we could see a lot of our front runners accidentally make contact, and someone who's in the middle of the field or even further back could win this thing if we find the big one into turn 1.
Ready for the field to make their way back to the Geico restart zone, but first they're in that short chute around turns number 2 and turn 1. The Porsche lights are off on that safety car. We're ready for the field to send it back to speed. A 19 lap shootout for the trucks here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. And by the way, you see the drivers that have playoffs on the top of their visors? They're the drivers that are racing for the points. They also have the yellow spoilers, kind of like what NASCAR does as well. Cup Series will be back in action. Bristol this weekend. Green flag back in the air. 19 laps to go. And Kevin Smith gone. Bloom, Bridesman, Moore and West battle for the top 5 of the whole shot back to turn 1.
They're looking side by side. Bloom trying to get aggressive. Bloom had damage and still has it, as you can see there on the right side of the 25 truck. He's going to try to have to overcome that damage because we're not expecting to see any type of drivers have to come into pit road for service. So the 25 is stuck with that damage that he's got on the right side right now in 3rd place.
Field works their way back across into turn number 5 and 6. There you see Devin West size it up, driver left, Ryan Bloom. Monster Energy 25 shot to the rumble strips, if you will. Bottom of the racetrack, here comes now West, Bridesman, Team LSRTV ganging up on Bloom and Campbell. Also, how about I remember Jeff Stabnow, Samuel, having some problems in the race. He's back inside the top 10. There he is in the 8th spot right now. Truck number 24 as Gamble goes off race course in 54.
Gamble just looked like he wanted to follow Jeff Stabnow, but they locked up on their brakes so early that the 54 had to just dump it into the grass so he didn't take anyone else out. Mistakes for Gamble, but luckily everyone's still close enough. He could come back from this, and Harris once again off track. The 11's been having a rough day today.
Not a good night for that guy right there as he goes off race course again. Shake off the cobwebs, keep on rocking and rolling. 18 to go for the trucks here Wednesday night. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. It's Kevin Smith leading. Devin West, there he is in that number 2 position. Problems for Stephen Polison, the Daytona Cup winner. And Stephen Polison with a problem in his 58 Toyota.
Yeah, Stephen Polison, he's been struggling. He's been running around that 11th, 12th position for most of the night. And they're currently in 13th, getting passed by that of Robert Gamble as well as Toby Ritters and others. And the 58 just running extremely wide, struggling to really find a rhythm, it looks like. See the 26 also behind. A lot of these drivers further back. It has been all about racing the racetrack instead of some of the drivers around them. It's just been a tough day. And, you know, a lot of the playoff drivers that I talked about how tonight was going to be a tough night. Road course racing at the Indianapolis road course, kind of a new experience for most of them, and some would just be happy with just a simple top 10.
'44, Dennis Moore, there he is. Not for long, though. Here comes Stephen O'Hare down to driver right. Whoa, up under the tailgate. Boy, he sent it hard off of that corner down the straightaway. And now they'll work their way back into turn 4, which is turn 1.
I mean, luckily they're teammates, so they're not going to do anything too crazy. But, man, that could have been disaster with how much they were wiggling back and forth. I understand they're trying to do snaking, which is breaking the draft so the driver behind you doesn't get an advantage. As, oh, boy, you got to be careful as it's Applegate off course, but able to get back on, losing position to that of Toby Ritters.
Race continues on here, watching these drivers working their way around the racetrack here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. And look out, sideways, dirt tracking it was Applegate.
You just tell those rear end
David
tires.
Applegate.
Those tires are warm. He burned them up with the first incident we saw him go off course, and thought he could attack the corners at the same speed and intensity on the throttle, and it backfired quickly. Getting out of control, he's got to reset, try to move forward, but David Applegate went from up in the top 10 at the restart to now all the way back in 13.
Talk about David Applegate getting all up in the binders, all that junk in that trunk, if you will. And we got a best battle on the racetrack down between a couple of teammates. Dennis Moore battling with Stephen O'Hare, trying to reel in Ryan Bloom for 4th. 16 to go at the Indy Road Course, and there they go. Fanning back out single file, Chevrolet and Ford battle there. It's the back of Dennis Moore's truck. Closing in is his friend, and so is Stabnow, Samuel.
Yeah, Stabnow doing a great job trying to recover from his earlier incident on lap 1, where he found himself getting spun around, was the 24, and right now running on board with Dennis Moore. That last lap actually was Dennis Moore's best lap of the race. O'Hare, getting a little bit out of shape, and he is going to be possibly losing a position as Stabnow staying low side by side as they're in the infield.
They'll save it together. $11 laps to go. We will take our final commercial break, if you will. as this race rocking and rolling down the stretch, as Jeff Stabnow trying so hard to reel in the driver of Stephen O'Hare. Couple of Fords battling down the front straightaway, if you will.
On board with Jeff Stabnow on his helmet cam, getting to get a feel of what the drivers are seeing from their screens and being able to get a sense of, you know, how do you want to attack these corners? You see the drivers in front of you. You know, a good sign of when the drivers are slowing down, you can see the front ends just dip down, trying to dig in and slow down for themselves. And also, when we're on board, just get a sense, hear the throttle. Now they have to slow up as O'Hare, once again, out of sorts, and here comes Stabnow, trying to duck it down low for a pass.
"15 laps to go, side by side, Stabnow, driver right, coming after O'Hare. O'Hare will battle back. And O'Hare overshot the corner. Stabnow capitalizes on that. Put him now to 6. Stabnow's coming. Walt Spirit Co., LSRTV, 4K Ford looking good down the stretch. He just wants to survive here at this road course race as a playoff contender, Samuel.
Yeah, and right now, battle for second underway as we get to see that of Devin West and Sean Bridesman. This is around the time that we saw during our first stint of the race where drivers were, you know, about 6-7 laps into a run, and Devin West was quick in those first 5 laps, had that quick start run. But right now, on the longer distance, we start to see that of Sean Bridesman just slowly, methodically catching up and passing. I think for right now, on the long run, got to give credit to Sean Bridesman. Probably one of the second fastest drivers to that of Kevin Smith, but certainly this 46 wants to get back into second place.
Watching him going around here again with 14 laps to go. Kevin Smith, Devin West, there's that battle for second now. Sean Bridesman trying to reel him in. So they work their way on the back straightaway of the Indianapolis road course. Who you riding with? Who you picking? Who's it going to be down the stretch?
I mean, I know who I already picked. That's my man who's up front. I
just find it aggravating because, you know, you pick Peterson. He won Monday night. I picked Smith. I come this close to picking Smith this afternoon when our producer Charles messaged me and said, "Who you riding with, Wesley? Who you got?" And I said, "I'm going to go with Ryan Bloom." He's in 4th. He's doing good, but, man, Kevin's just figured something out with these road course races. He's just figured these road courses out, Samuel, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll say this. Kevin Smith was not my first pick for tonight's race. I originally was going to go with Paul Newton if he showed up. Paul did not show up, so I had to go with the hot hand. That's Kevin Smith, who's been just so fast. And hearing from all the drivers on the fact that Kevin Smith was so fast, I thought maybe to pick him on Monday, but I just had a sense to go with Blake Peterson just because of the consistency we saw at road course wins for that 09 team. And here in the trucks, this was a really gutsy call to even try to pick Kevin Smith. Yes, he won the ARCA race Friday night. He showed that he has winning material going into the road courses, but he has not won in the trucks at all this season. But right now, for that of Kevin Smith, he actually has been one of the fastest drivers qualifying-wise, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, today, getting the pole position, this was his 5th pole of the season for the 00, and now trying to go first win, which would lock him into the next round, the round of 8, with this win here today.
And remember, there's 4 rounds in the round of 12. You've got Indianapolis next week. In 2 weeks, Iowa Speedway, the cornfields of Iowa, and a racetrack that's a short track but races like a super speedway. Then it's on to Atlanta, Hot Atlanta, for the final race in the round of 12. to advance to the round of 8. You win this race, you're one of these playoff guys, you punch your ticket in to round number 2. We saw Lake Peterson do it on Monday night here at the road course at Indy. And right now, Kevin Smith trying to do the same. And Samuel, in addition to that, this will be his first career major Northeast iRacing Series national win. For the Northwest, it will be his major Northwest iRacing Series win if he pulls it off. So Samuel, with that said, also you got to remember the Cup cars are only in Season 3. It is Season 8 for this truck series. This is where it all started. How special would that be more for Kevin Smith?
Yeah, no, it would certainly be really special as, you know, building up a lot of pressure as you see that of Gary Nichols into pit road, the 8, a lot of front end damage, going to be getting service done. These drivers do not have to come into pit road to get fuel or tires during this run. Do want to let the audience know. So if any drivers are coming into pit road, it is because of either mechanical errors or just an unscheduled stop with a penalty that they need to serve, as we're now right on board with the 58 of Stephen Polison, who's got up to Clifford. Toby Ritter's under pressure for that 11th position.
Samuel, Polison's truck looks like a cow. What happened to the Sinclair Donico colors on truck number 58?
I think I've heard some drivers trying to test out some new schemes, trying to get some different mojo for themselves. Stephen Polison, one of the few drivers that's been kind of the drivers in our playoffs struggling, but at least doing better than that of Dan West Jr. Dan West Jr., while you were away, had to come into pit road, was in pit road for over almost 3 minutes, win a lap down, first car a lap down, and right now for the 55 team, having to figure out how to come back from the struggles.
Yeah, they worked their way. There's Kevin Smith. My goodness, picking them up, putting them down. What a dominating performance for that 00. He is looking for his first career Northwest iRacing Truck Series win, presented by Tom Denchel Automotive and that 00 Ford. It is looking strong, and he is down the stretch. 35 laps down, 10 laps to go. Final break, and we'll take you to the checkered flag on LSRTV and Sierra Sports coverage of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series playoffs, baby.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network, at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
Final laps here at Indianapolis Road Course, and there you see the man, continuing to set sail. Down the stretch they come. Use that analogy in equestrian horse racing. You can use it here in the road course as Kevin Smith from Hermiston, Washington, looking to try to finally break through in the Northwest Racing Series banner of iRacing competition. Coming up on 8 laps to go when he gets back to the start-finish line. Hey, welcome back. Coverage from LSRTV, Sierra Sports, Community Radio Network, and the Northwest iRacing Truck Series playoffs. Opening race, Samuel Dyer, Charles Wooten on production, and also filling in for me a time or two, race analyst, nah. That should be Charles, but he says, nah. He's production. I'm Wesley Outland, and we are down to the home stretch, boy. Samuel, Kevin Smith, I envy you because he's who I was riding with on Monday, and I changed my mind today. He's looking good,
man.
though.
You got to do, Charles, ride or die. You got to pick that driver and stick with them.
Oh,
boy,
look
Gamble,
out,
big
Gamble!
trouble.
Nails it first into the wall, spins it onto the bottom of the apron. No caution. Remember, there's no yellow flag. And that's a big hit for Robert Gamble. Pulse Poppers instant replay is forthcoming.
Oh, man.
Your leader is under attack with lap traffic as he's trying to get by Judd Wakefield, if you will, Samuel, in that 0-0.
Yeah, Judd Wakefield was quickly there, but Judd's been getting out of the way. Judd Wakefield's been probably one of the most respectful lap cars. Whenever he sees someone else getting close to him, he just pulls to the side, says, just take the position. Don't want to be influencing this race for those lead lap drivers. So easy goes the 0-0. This battle, though, this is when things get interesting. This is a battle for 8th place. John Ombacher, Tyler King. Ombacher, not a playoff driver, but Tyler King is as Judd goes off track.
He said, you guys just go on and take it. Go on and take it, take it. Here's your replay of what happened to Judd Wakefield. Watch this. $50. Vapub, remember, he's handicapped. He broke his arm a couple of, his hand, if you will, not arm. He broke his hand a couple of weeks ago and still fighting those injuries. Samuel, look at this, in the grass, messing up the turf, spun it out. Oh, it's not that bad. That wasn't as bad as what happened to Robert Gamble.
Yeah, Gamble's nose was completely rittered. That one is gone. But he blew up the engine, but for that of Gamble, believe that he did have a fast repair. So Gamble gets service as John Wakefield off again.
Oh, he about lost it again.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
I mean, the biggest thing for the 50 is because he's already slid once, that means those tires are lit up. They're extremely hot. So if you make any type of mistake of getting on the brakes too early or on the throttle too early, it is going to be, just wanting to spin on you at all times. So you got to use and be on the throttle and the brake really easy and calm, like there was an egg underneath the pedal. You have to be really easy so you don't just slam it down. Otherwise, you're going to be finding yourself spinning around. But also the big issue for Judd was the fact that he touched the grass, which was a major issue Monday night. We saw a lot of drivers spinning around. That grass is not your friend. With 7 laps to go, you do not want to make any mistakes because you got just a small amount of close racing action going on as Stephen Polison and Toby Ritters, they're attacking one another for that 10th place position.
I'm your friend, Samuel, but that grass isn't.
Oh, absolutely not. that grass is not your friend.
Look at Toby Ritters, man. Got himself a good top 10, the big dog, Toby Ritters. His day's coming. He's getting better and better week after week. The Ritters family supporting the Budweiser big dog number 23 entry. Got him a solid top 10 run. 6 to go, 5 to go when Kevin Smith works his way, but to the start-finish line, there he is again. He's in his own world. Interval almost 9 seconds, if you will, over Sean Bridesman.
Yeah, and for Kevin Smith, I mean, right now, he just has to play calm. Like, he doesn't need to over-aggressive. He just needs to make sure lap traffic doesn't influence him at all. But with the amount of time that he has over that of Sean Bridesman, he could calm down. He could race and, not have to be as aggressive into these corners. He can just let it coast a little bit more than what he was doing earlier, trying to build up this gap. But it just continues to grow. I mean, by the end of this race, it might be up to 10 or even 11 seconds the difference between the 00 and the 46 by the end of the race, just based on the pace that we're seeing from Kevin Smith. And Smith, coming into the night, was 11th in points and was tied with the drivers that were kind of considered outside of the top 8, needing to get a great run for himself. As you can see, the playoff points coming into today's race. Smith, I mean, this would be pushing someone out that was coming into the night's race inside of the top 8.
Top of the hour, 1 a.m. Eastern Time, 12 midnight Central at the Rocket Media LSRTV production truck for Charles Wooten, and it is only 10 p.m. Pacific for our buddy Samuel Dyer and the rest of the drivers of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series playoffs. Round 2 next week. It'll actually start Friday at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the ARCA Northwest Series. We'll have coverage of the playoffs on LSRTV. Samuel Dyer, I'll work with you on Friday night, bud, because the 49th annual Alabama State race I was supposed to announce, affected by the remnants of Tropical Storm Nicholas. They've postponed it to next week, so I'll call some football for you. Well, not for you, but for Clayton and Fuquay-Varina on CRN Thursday and Friday night, and then I'm right back with you, bud. Should be a good one. And I'll be honest with you, I'm tired of 3 days of road course racing.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, but man, it was fun watching each and every day. I'm loving the fact that we're also covering the ARCA series here on LSRTV Friday nights, because it really gets to tell the picture of the whole entire week. I mean, you get to see some of the drivers that are staples of the Cup and the Truck Series coming in, testing the waters, because with the playoffs, because they're wanting more competition in the ARCA series, they have actually opened it up where it is now an open session. If you feel like you can compete and you've got free time, you can come race with the ARCA series if you're already racing in the Cup and Trucks, and just makes the level bigger and it allows drivers to get more experience. As Harris off track once again, it feels like every 3 to 4 laps we're wondering, where is the 11 on track? But this time, you see a scuffed up front bumper, little bit of rear end damage, but still running strong. Is that Super Duty?
4 laps to go. Shout out to my friend Jackie Zen. She's an Auburn fan, which is just down the road from Phoenix City, and she knows I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. But she does say, and I quote, "Kick butt quality" on the new 4K Ultra HD. She's watching it, and she cannot believe, Samuel, the quality of the broadcast, the way it looks like real television, like a real cup race, if you will, truck race, if you will. 4 to go.
Yeah, we're the only ones in 4K. That's what's amazing. I mean, we are up there being the gold standard of broadcasting, with being the only broadcast on iRacing that is in 4K currently.
And I apologize for the mics this evening. I was so aggravated. Yeah, but I'm glad we fixed it. Got to figure it out. Thanks for for Charles to step in and help us out. He's always been a great announcer. I've enjoyed working with him on the American iRacing League and some other standoff events. By the way, hey, Samuel, I know we got 3 laps to go, but how about the announcement of the 2nd annual Power Eye Midget Nationals? Man, that's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be amazing to watch. Power Eye, always great racing, and you know it's going to be a good one.
I put it on my schedule to try to be there for those events in January. Last year's was really exciting. It was really fun. Charles has got himself some cooking up ideas. And by the way, I will say this as we move to 3 laps to go, with all of the expansion and all the cool things that are going on your home for sim racing LSRTV, if you are a series and you're watching Racing League, you want to have your events on certain days, nights, let us know. I will tell you, we are also looking to expand in daytime coverage. That'd be really cool, Samuel. Afternoon iRacing fun broadcast on LSRTV.
Hey, all the time, as we are looking for producers and announcers, as Stab now getting himself a little squirrely there.
Ain't taking my job.
We're looking for all hands on deck.
LSRTV truck coming back and redeeming himself after some problems in the early going. Little header fire popping as he works his way around the corner. 2 laps remaining. Tonight is the night for the man out of Hermiston, Washington. He's got a wheel and deal around this 14-turn road course. There's the horseshoe, if you will, here at the Indianapolis road course. And the laps winding down. Look at that on the back straightaway to the road course. Kevin Smith. Samuel, he's picking off more lap traffic. He's gone, man. 13 seconds the interval now.
I thought maybe 11 seconds was stretching it on how far, Kevin Smith could break away. But as we're on board with the 00, just get a sense of how he has been dominating, hitting every corner, hitting every single apex perfectly. And it's just been, just showing practice makes perfect. And that is what Kevin Smith's been doing since, that week break that we had for iRacing week 13. These drivers had time to practice, and it got to see Kevin Smith. He put the time in, and he has been dominating.
CRN 1 to go. You're on board with the man out of Hermiston, Washington. More details at wearecrn.com tomorrow. Volleyball on the road. Clayton at Garner. Bruce Barrett will be on the call. We'll have football tomorrow night and Friday night. Fuquay and Clayton. And as always, we continue the coverage of the Northwest iRacing playoffs for the Truck and Cup Series and a final lap for Kevin Smith. Samuel, it's his race to lose. He is in his own little world. To be honest, my friend, he could coast from here and probably win. 14 seconds on his last lap.
I mean, coasting from here is a little bit too far, but yeah, no, he could practically just, get on the brake as easy as possible. Doesn't have to get on the throttle at full song like he's been doing all race long. And you can just see getting on the brakes, that front end just digging down, trying to find as much grip to slow. And you're just seeing the 00 of Kevin Smith. What a race it has been. He won the ARCA series, so he's already locked into the next, the round of 8 for ARCA. He's trying to book his ticket to the round of 8 for the trucks as well. Hey, why not try to become a champion of 2 different series in 1 year?
He's on the short chute between turns number 2 and 1 in the opposite direction. He'll send it at speed off of turn number 4, turn 1, down the yard of bricks, checkered flag, winner. First time ever on the national level of the Northwest Series. Hermiston, Washington's Kevin Smith, he did it. And my colleague Lake Peterson on Monday night, Samuel Dyer picked him. Tonight, Kevin Smith, Samuel Dyer picked him. He is 2-0 for the weekend playoffs. Wow. Take those odds to Vegas, if you would, Samuel. Second place, here he comes. Sean Bridesman, Devin West, Ryan Bloom. That was my pick. He'll at least get a top 5 out of the deal. Fourth, but man, how about it for Kevin Smith, Samuel? This is going to be special for him when we talk to him.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you look at all the hard work he has put in. It has just been consistent finishes this whole entire week at the Indianapolis road course. And, now we got to wonder, will this road course performance translate to next week, the week after that, as this will be the last road course of the season for the ARCA, the trucks, and the Cup. So for this was it for that of Kevin Smith. He put all this effort for this race, and now, I mean, the truck series where it all started for the Northwest iRacing series, this is going to be a special one if Kevin Smith can get the championship done. But tonight, it's going to be a special one for sure. Getting the win and punching his ticket to the round of 8.
The celebration is on tonight and coming up. Oh, yeah, they going to celebrate. Getting ready for that Northwest High Five salute. But first, let him burn it down at the Yard of Bricks at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the world's greatest race course. And they're going to come after him. First blow will probably be sent from Sean Bridesman. Here they come. You hear them? You hear them roaring at speed? Here, oh, my goodness. Oh, he sent him into the parking lot of the pit lane. Oh, my God.
He's still in power. He's still moving. Oh, they're flipping. There they go.
He's still moving. Oh, my goodness. Ned West Jr. flying. Ryan Bloom flying. Jeff Stabnow gets all tore up from the floor up, and he don't care. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
They're not done.
Here comes
Look out.
Onenbacher. They're pinching him.
Onenbacher. We're friends. We're not. Oh, I believe I can fly. Look out. Here comes Ritters. He wants some of it. Look out, Ryan Bloom. Oh, up on the wall, up on the fence. You tore all of Roger Penske's virtual wall down. Well, well, well. Oh, you got to love it.
Boy. What is Ray going to do?
You got to love it. We call it the Northwest High Five Salute. Our producer's choking here. Who's coming at you now? Who is this?
It's Ray.
Look out at speed. Who is it going to be? I give a 1 on that performance. What in the world? Come on.
I think he was expecting.
He says, you know what? I'm going to turn back around. I'm going to turn back around and show you again.
He's the only one on track.
I hope you enjoyed it.
What?
We always enjoy that, what is known as the Northwest High Five Salute, man, for sure. Here's your results. Kevin Smith is the winner. Almost 16 seconds back to Sean Bridesman. Devin West, third. Ryan Bloom, my pick, 23 seconds back in fourth. Dennis Moore with another good run in top 5. Jeff Stabnow redeems himself, another good finish in 6th. Stephen O'Hare, John Onenbacher, Tyler King, Toby Ritter, Sammy D, your top 10 at the Indy Road Course tonight.
Starting it all off in 11th, going to be Stephen Polison with Ray Fournier going to be getting 12th. 13th going to go to that of David Applegate as well as Robert Campbell in 14th. Great recovery after the spill that he had, blowing his engine. Dan West Jr. going to be in 15th. He's got to recover for these next 3 races if he wants to move on to the round of 8 and defend that championship in the trucks. Is Judd Wakefield in 16th with Gary Nichols as well as Frank Harris, James Vining, and Aaron Cooper finishing out your top 20.
Well, that's the way it goes down, but also Troy Daggett, Scott Hutchinson, Carl Burke, unable to start the race. Tough break for Big Daddy. Had a good run in the Cup car on Monday. Just struggled here in the truck tonight here at Indy. Well, celebration time is coming up. Boy, it's going to be a good one. Kevin Smith, you always remember your first. You remember your first day of school. You always remember your first kiss. You remember your first heartbreak. You remember your first marriage. You remember your first car. Virtual or reality, you remember your first win, especially if it's a big one of this magnitude. And Kevin Smith definitely going to remember, one of the proud members of Northwest competition. We're talking to Kevin Smith, the rest of the top 3 when we come back. Stay with us from Indianapolis. Welcome back to coverage of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series playoffs. Round number 1, the Harvest Grand Prix. It is in the books on LSRTV and CRN. We'll talk to the top 3, the winner, in just a moment. Kevin Smith. Boy, it's going to be a special one. Right now, we'll grab a word with our top 3 finishers here of this race. Third place, man, Devin West, looking good, strong run, good finish. Third, you happy with it on the road? You survived here at Indy.
Yeah, I'm super happy. I think, I was pretty surprised to go qualify second and finish third tonight. Or behind Sean is pretty cool. I've never done that before. On a road course to be that fast, or just kind of have, some sort of competitive speed makes it a little more fun, makes the night a little more enjoyable. And first round of the playoffs, to have that kind of speed, it definitely makes you feel a little better. Obviously, Dad and everyone else, Jeff, Sean, John, they gave me a great set to go run and that I'm pretty practicing like usual. But hopefully for the next race, next few rounds, we keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, Devin, it was a great run. Saw you competing and almost coming up to pass that of Sean Bridesman, but now a great start to the first round of the playoffs. How are you feeling about these next 3 races, though?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think I don't know. It's not having to win. I'm sitting pretty well in points after tonight, I think, and I just keep that up and just run smooth this next round, and even the round after that. Just make it to the final race. I'll be happy.
Devin, what is the competition like, bud, especially in the playoffs opening round? What do you think we're going to see here for the next couple of weeks? And are you happy to be going back here to Indy, and do you feel like you got a shot on the big track next week?
Oh, I always think I have a shot. I don't think it's fair to yourself to go into a race thinking you already lost. I think the last time I was here, I ran second and third to Jeff and Dad, and so I know that this LSRTV team will be pretty fast, and I'll have a pretty shot. The competition obviously is amazing. The top 12 guys in the series can all win races any given week, so that makes it fun. But it's gonna be tough.
All right, bud. Before I let you go, thank your sponsors.
Yeah, Effective Web Solutions, Phoenix Custom Hardwood, LSRTV. You guys do a great job there. I love watching the races afterwards. My teammates, Sean, Jeff, Dad, John, they all do a great job and supporting every one of us. Also, good job to Kevin and good job to Sean.
There you go. Devin West will finish on the podium in the number 3 position here tonight at the Harvest Grand Prix at Indianapolis Road Course. Second spot, Sean Bridesman, defending Cup Series champion. He's in the playoffs and, of course, of a Cup and truck again. Originally from Puyallup, Washington, now from the land of Cactus, Tucson. And Sean, take of the race, man. Obviously, Kevin Smith, strong truck, just hanging in there, settling for second. Your take of the finish of the race, and you know what it's like to win these races. You're the all-time winner of the Northwest Series. What's Kevin Smith thinking right now, feeling right now?
Oh man, first I got to just thank the team and Bright's Boutique for sponsoring the truck and giving us a good setup tonight. So Kevin's got to be elated right now. He had the practice laps in, the time, the setup. He was just a dominant truck tonight. Dominant even in the Cup Series almost in a sense. So it just overall, super happy for Kevin. Glad he got it done. I would have loved to beat him out though for it. It would have been great if we could have battled a little further, but he just had way too much there at the after the competition caution. I had nothing for him.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, just talk about this week as a general for yourself, and we got to see you on LSRTV at the ARCA race, Cup race, and here tonight. It just seemed like each race you were learning something else and piling on top of it. How does this race feel for yourself?
It feels great. I feel like the Bright's Boutique, Cup car and truck here this week have been making gains, stepping forward, and we as a driver made gains and tried to figure out what we were doing wrong or not giving it enough, and just didn't have those practice laps in enough to take it to the level of where Kevin was at this week. He just had it all tonight.
Sean, what do you think we're going to see in the big race in Indy next week with your truck and your car, bud?
I think we're going to be seeing some fuel strategy. I feel like usually when we come here, we get some fuel strategy, maybe a yellow at the wrong time where it catches some people lap down. I'm looking forward to the big track. I love racing Indy and can't wait to stay here this week and go back to the big oval.
All right, man. Well, appreciate you being on. Before we let you go, thank your sponsors on that number 46 machine, second spot here at Indy Road Course tonight.
Yeah, just got to thank Brights Boutique. Check us out, etsy.com/shop/Brights Boutique. LSRTV, Central Welding Supply, everybody here at the Northwest Racing Series, Blenders. And that's it. Thanks, Wes. Thanks,
all right, there's Sean Bridesman. He will finish in that number 2 position. He'll take the silver here tonight in race 1 of the playoffs at Indy. Victory Lane, the gold, the win. First time. 0-0 out of Hermiston, Washington. Man, oh man. Kevin Smith elated, excited. Finally get relieved. You got that big touring win. Congratulations to you. What's going through the mind of the 0-0 right now? And, I know you want to win a Cup Series win. I think it's coming. But the trucks have been around a lot longer than the Northwest Cup Series. This is season number 8. What's your take of this win here tonight, my friend?
The win, I'm just speechless. All the things you said. I'm elated. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm relieved. All those things. It's just fantastic. These guys in this series are so incredibly talented and so tough. And to be sitting there battling with Sean and Devin in this race and up front is just and get the win is just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, we know you put a lot of work into this, but expand on how much time you've really put into this track, because you were the favorite in every single race this week at the road course. How much time did you really put in?
I knew there was opportunity in the road courses. I'm not really a road course racer. I wouldn't dub myself one. So I started, just practicing, and then I'd get in the group sessions. I'm like, man, I'm fast. I'm kind of fast. And I think this track just suits me in the way I like to drive. And, tracks do that. And it just was kind of a good fit, and found the ARCA cars to be comfortable. Actually, the Cup car was the toughest to drive, and just got that little deal there with Sean. And then the trucks, I found and put together a good set there that was just super fast and would stay fast over the run, and just knew I had a chance.
Big win for you, obviously, Kevin. I know this wants to get you on the trail of winning many more, but here's the thing. You won the ARCA race for the Northwest on Friday night here at the Indy Road Course. You won here at the truck race here tonight. You punch your ticket into the round of 8. Does that change your strategy of racing to try to go after some more wins? And what does that mean for you to know that whatever goes on here, in the next 2 rounds for ARCA and the trucks, you go to the next round of a quest for a championship?
Yeah, I think that's the relief side. I may be able to kind of test ahead at some of the tracks that I'm not great at, maybe in the second round. I could my wife made a comment, maybe she can get her husband back a little bit, because I was, working, I was working hard in the evenings on this track. So it's just, in life, sometimes you get what you put in, and I just felt like the guys are right. Jeff said it in the ARCA race, and Sean said it here. Really just the fruits of my effort, and it just feels good. It feels good to put in the time and get the win. And, I was going to pass Sean the right way. I want to make sure I had a good run, and wanted to get that position there before the break or before that caution, and just want to make sure I did it clean. So anyways, just a fantastic night.
Hey, man, thank your sponsors. Thank everybody. You better thank your wife.
Yeah, thank my wife, my family, my kids. They sat here and watched the broadcast. They're super supportive. Obviously, Tom Denchel Auto Group, TomDenchelAutomotiveGroup.com. If somebody's looking for a new rig, a newer pre-owned rig, we've got those. Come check out the website. West Coast Goalkeeping keeps my son outfitted with his goalkeeping stuff. Do want to shout out to my Thunder Road racing team, just amazing guys that helped me a bunch. And then you guys, LSRTV, but I say it all the time, but what you guys do is just absolutely amazing. To be able to tune some folks in and watch these, and you guys just do a hell of a job, and they're just getting better and better. So thank you.
Well, for some reason tonight I sounded like Minnie Mouse on an occasion, or a robot, Mr. Roboto. I gave my best Mr. Roboto tonight, but that was a technical on my end. But, man, thank you so much. So happy to see you win, Kevin. Success for many, many more wins to come. We appreciate you.
Thank you, and hi to Rob's mom. I actually felt like she was riding with me tonight. So
Hi,
Robert
Mom.
Gamble's mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. There you go. Well, that's the driver of Kevin Smith from Hermiston, Washington. And finally, a winner on the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. How special is that for that driver? A big moment for those drivers, man. A big moment, a big win. When it's all said and done, how elated can you be, Samuel Dyer? How special is it, do you think, what's going through Kevin Smith right now in closing to say, I am finally a winner of the Northwest Truck Series?
Yeah, I mean, this is a big one. I mean, this is where it all started for this whole entire league. It's branched out now to, finding, 3 different series of that of the ARCA, the Cup, and the Truck. And finally to win in the Truck Series. This is season 8 of the Northwest Truck Series. And to get finally that first win, I mean, like everyone's been saying, the elation is there, the joy, and finally being able to say, I have won in the Northwest Truck Series. It is something that you're going to be able to hold on for forever now. And for that of Smith, he is now locked into the next round for 2 different series. He is one of the few drivers that can win in 2 series in just 1 stint.
I got to know, Sammy D, what is your secret? What is helping you get these picks like you've done this weekend?
Oh, man, I love looking at the stats of the drivers. That's what I do. Right, whenever we get the call of pick your picks, I look at where the drivers lie, who's won at what tracks were similar, and you just go from there. And it's that easy for me, that is. I mean, I've had a couple of wrong picks. I've been way off a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. This week, it was all about just, seeing who's been consistent. And I didn't pick Smith because I didn't feel like he was going to be that confident, in the Cup race, which wasn't true. He was fast. He just got caught up in a wreck. He could have swept this whole entire week and won in every single series, but it was just misfortune on Monday on why he didn't get that.
And I will say this. How about props for drivers? Obviously, Sean Bridesman, Devin West, great contenders. Keep an eye on them down the stretch for this championship in the playoffs. I, for one, am ready to see them go back to a racetrack again, not a road course, until Charlotte at the Roval. I was telling my friend Jackie that I'm a fan of the Roval. I'm a fan of Charlotte and the Roval. I know that's coming soon, but obviously the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is up next right here, same place, except we're not road course racing. It's on the big, historic 2.5-mile speedway, the great speedway in the world, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Samuel, in closing, bud, do you think we're going to see the same outcome like we saw on the road courses, except not more lefts and right turns and all that other stuff?
I think what we heard about it being a fuel strategy race is going to be the key. I honestly, looking at that, I think we got to look towards the Beaver State Racing team, that being Dennis Moore, Tyler King, and Stephen O'Hare. Those 3 drivers, when there is fuel mileage thrown in, they're the 3 that step up, and I would not be surprised if they're the favorites going into next week.
And remember, it all starts with Samuel and I and Charles in production this Friday night. The Northwest ARCA iRacing Series playoffs, round number 2, right here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Northwest Cup Series, presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group, will be on Monday night. And, of course, Wednesday night, just like tonight, the Northwest iRacing Truck Series at the big Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the world's greatest race course. It should be a fun time. Samuel, always fun working with you, bud. I'll see you Friday night.
Can't wait. Friday's going to be a good one. Finally back to oval racing. Can't wait for it, Wesley.
See, he feels the same way I do. Mr. Roboto has spoken as well. For sure. We're looking forward to going back to the big track. One more look, though, before we let you go, of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. Man, it was fun. It was exciting. There was thrills. There was chills. And when it was said and done, a new first-time winner of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. Yeah, he's won on the ARCA level. That's the driver development program of Northwest competition. But finally, a big win for the Hermiston, Washington native of Kevin Smith. So, for everybody at Rocket Media, Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten in the production truck at LSRTV and CRN Sports. For Samuel Dyer, I'm Wesley Outland. Hopefully Greg Rentz can be able to join us next week. We congratulate again in closing Kevin Smith, winner here tonight at Indianapolis. Be good to one another. Thank you for watching or listening. We'll see you Friday for the ARCA Northwest Series on the big Speedway here at Indianapolis.